रेणु रना रना रेणु रेणु दीम दूम दन दीम दन दीम दूम दन दीम दन दीम दूम दन दीम दूम दन दीम दन उदनी दनी दन दन उदनी दनी दन 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 दियन ता दीम दूम दन दीम दन दीम दूम दन दीम दन दीम दूम दन तनदीम दन तनदीम दनना तनदीम दन तनदीम दन तनददियन दियन तनन तनदीम दन तनदीम दनन तनददियन दियन तनन तनदीम दनन तनददियन तान तान तानदीम दूम तन तदीम तनन दीम दूम दन दीम दूम दन दीम दन दीम सरे ग म गरे ग म पदनी सनी धनी धनी ध सनी धनी सनी गरे सनी रे सनी धनी सनी ध म गरे धनी रे दीम दूम दन दीम दूम दन दीम दूम दन दीम दूम दन ना
High gigs organ transportation is a sensitive and challenging task. Can you elaborate on this?
Transporting human organs is a highly specialized and critical process that requires meticulous planning and execution to ensure the viability of the organs for transplantation. The standard operating procedures, SOPs, for the seamless transport of human organs involve several key steps and considerations to maintain the organ's quality and ensure a successful transplantation outcome.
Great.
The seamless transport of human organs requires a comprehensive approach involving meticulous preparation, precise execution, and detailed documentation. Adhering to these standard operating procedures ensures that organs are preserved effectively and transported safely, maximizing the chances of successful transplantation and improving patient outcomes.
Can you kindly provide a comprehensive outline of these procedures for transporting preparations?
Sure, let me address organ procurement and preservation first. Medical and ethical compliance. Ensure all legal and ethical approvals are obtained before organ procurement. This includes donor consent and compliance with national and international regulations. Cold ischemia time. Minimize the time between organ procurement and transplantation by preparing for immediate transport. The cold ischemia time, or the time the organ spends without blood flow at low temperatures, is crucial for organ viability. Preservation solution. Use an appropriate preservation solution to maintain the organ's condition during transport.
What about packaging?
Sterile containers. Place the organ in a sterile, temperature-controlled container. The container should be designed to maintain the appropriate temperature and protect the organ from physical damage.
And labeling.
Clearly label the container with donor and recipient information, including the type of organ, date and time of procurement, and any special handling instructions.
How does the transportation team prepare?
Training. Ensure that all personnel involved in the transport are trained in organ preservation, handling, and emergency procedures. Communication. Establish clear communication channels between the procurement team, transport team, and transplant center to coordinate the transport effectively.
What about transportation logistics?
Transport mode. use an appropriate mode of transport, such as an ambulance with a temperature-controlled compartment, commercial airline with specialized arrangements, or dedicated organ transport vehicles. Timing: plan the transport to minimize the duration of the journey, considering factors such as traffic, weather, and the distance between the procurement and transplant centers.
Any temperature control requirements?
Continuously monitor and maintain the required temperature during transport, typically between 2 degrees Celsius and 8 degrees Celsius, depending on the organ type. Temperature log: keep a detailed log of temperature readings throughout the transport process to ensure that the organ has been kept within the acceptable range.
Thanks. Any handling and safety requirements?
Handle the organ container with care to avoid jostling or impact that could damage the organ. Ensure that the transport vehicle is secure and that the organ is safeguarded against potential theft or tampering.
What about arrival and handover?
Upon arrival at the transplant center, inspect the organ container for any signs of damage or temperature deviations. Verify all accompanying documentation, including donor and recipient information, and ensure all necessary paperwork is completed. Coordinate with the surgical team to facilitate the immediate transfer of the organ into the operating room. Monitor the organ's temperature until it is ready for transplantation. Provide a detailed briefing to the surgical team about the organ's condition, preservation time, and any specific handling instructions.
Now let me brief on post-transportation procedures. Log entries: complete and review all documentation related to the transport process, including temperature logs, timestamps, and any incidents. Incident reporting: report any issues or deviations encountered during transport to the appropriate authorities for review and follow-up. Review process: conduct a post-transport review to evaluate the effectiveness of the procedures and identify areas for improvement. Feedback: gather feedback from all parties involved, including the transport team, procurement team, and transplant center, to enhance future transport processes. Gigs: what about the Indian context?
In India, the seamless transport of human organs involves adhering to established guidelines and protocols to ensure the safety, viability, and timely delivery of organs for transplantation. The process is regulated by various authorities and involves several key steps. Legal and ethical guidelines. Transplantation of Human Organs and Tissues Act, THODA. This act regulates the transplantation of human organs and tissues and ensures ethical practices in organ procurement and transplantation. National Organ and Tissue Transplant Organization, NATO oversees organ procurement and transplantation processes in India, providing guidelines and facilitating coordination between different stakeholders.
Thanks, Gigs. Any additional information you want to share?
Sure, why not? In India, the seamless transport of human organs involves a well-coordinated effort governed by regulations and guidelines to ensure the safe, timely, and effective delivery of organs for transplantation. By adhering to established protocols, utilizing specialized transport solutions, and maintaining rigorous standards for preservation and handling, the process aims to maximize the chances of successful transplantation and improve patient outcomes. The new guidelines allow airlines to request priority takeoff and landing, arrange front row seats, and facilitate late check-ins for medical staff. The SOPs also include protocols for creating green corridors for uninterrupted organ transport and priority transit for metro and road travel.
Thanks, Gigs.
Thanks, Alan. Bye-bye.